Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Vestroia Bulletin. Thank you everyone for joining in. I'm glad you're all here. Glad to see everyone in the chat. Thank you for waiting while I started everything. Hopefully it wasn't too unpleasant, or hopefully it was just unpleasant enough. Let's get right into the feature presentation. All right. Welcome to the Vestroia Bulletin, Sunday, October 18th, 2020. Today, as usual, we are going to be covering the last 2 weeks of Bakugan news. Oh crap, I messed up my thing. Hang on. Hold on. This is part of the presentation. Okay, there we go. Where's my music? There we go, it was all a prank, and everything is normal. Thank you for joining us at the Vestroia Bulletin. We are going to be covering the last 2 weeks of Bakugan news as usual, maybe a little before that. Let's take a look at what we have in this week's episode. First, we're going to be talking about the Baku log, which has gotten a new update. Then we'll be going over Bakugan Season 2 news. Nothing all that new, but I want to get to that since it's a little bit late. Bakugan TCG products are becoming available. Sort of? Good news for local game store, LGS. Some ruling and card clarifications, courtesy of Brawler Cafe. And some new old products found in stores just recently. Some more Bakugan stuff is popping up all over the nation. After that, we'll just be hanging out a little bit, and then the stream is over. If you have any questions during the presentation, the best way to make sure I read that out, or the best way to contact me in the middle of a stream, is to leave me a super chat. I'll usually pause the presentation to read a super chat, but for anything else, after the presentation, I will be talking with you guys and hanging out and reading the chat. So, let's get right into it. First things first, the Baku log has been updated. If you aren't familiar with the Baku log, it is a... Well, someone's spamming the chat. Hang on. There we go. The Baku log is on Bakugan.com. It is a database of, as far as we know, every Bakugan that's come out and a few Bakugan that weren't actually released. It's an interesting thing, it looks beautiful, and when Bakugan do get put on the Baku log, it actually looks quite stunning. You can see it has the information, it's got the info on the fusion and the non-fusion, I believe. But one issue with the Baku log is it is very, very slow to update. But thankfully, we know, thanks to the Bakugan Wiki, which usually keeps tabs on things like this, some new entries have been added to the official Baku log. So it's not any Bakugan that we haven't already seen, but we've got fusions, we've got diamonds, and we've got nice crisp images of all of them now. Again, this stuff has been known for a while. It does take the Baku log a while to update, but we're glad to see it up to date. I'm pretty sure this also should apply to the app, which is very, very cool. So if you have the Bakugan phone app, this is the closest thing you have to an official database. Let's see, next up, this was actually announced at the beginning of October, and I didn't get to it until just now because I don't pay attention. The first half of Bakugan Armored Alliance is now available on Netflix. So if you're caught up, if you've watched the show, go ahead and check out the rest. I have totally watched all of Season 1 and will definitely go ahead and get started on Season 2. So that should be fun. It's very exciting. Check it out. So there's a tournament arc. Let's see, what have we got next? Alright, so you might have seen these a little bit. I made a video about these quite a while ago when they were sent out to the Baku Masters. These are the Bakugan Pro faction bundles. It is a little package that comes with, I think, 10 reprint cards from previous sets and 4 Armored Elite booster packs. they're supposed to be sold for $15, but they never popped up in normal store shelves, and LGS support still seems to be lagging behind, so we don't have this stuff on LGS just yet. But in the middle of all of this, they have shown up on Amazon through a seller called JettKuso Toys, I believe. They are overpriced. These are supposed to only cost like $15 in retail in the US, but they're charging them for more around $20, which is still not that bad. It's a little bit much, but you do get extra cards on top of the booster pack, so it's a good way to get some cards. It's a good way to get some fancy reprints of some stuff that have already came out a while ago. But they are almost out of stock, so if you want some of these faction bundles, if you want some of these exclusive products, which I actually have the boxes for right here, you better go to Amazon and look them up real quick. Here are the ones that I opened. I ordered the Pyrus and Darkus faction bundles. Not only do they come with the 4 AV booster packs and 10 cards, but they also come with these spectacularly designed booster boxes. So really incredible visual design. Let me show you really quick some of the cards that come with these, because they come with a bunch of reprint cards. Mine actually ended up a little bit bent. The Pyrus pack comes with this Might of Cindius, like full art hex variant, but mine was all bent in the package, which made me very sad. But oh well. The Pyrus, these are the Pyrus cards that it comes with. I'm just gonna shove these up there. I'm not gonna focus too much on them. Not gonna waste any time. But it comes with some stuff that's good, some stuff that's eh. Here's the Darkus cards, the Darkus reprints. I like this Baku Elite Magnus Ultimate Rival. I've been wanting some of those cards. By far one of the best faction. Is it Nova Burst? Yeah, Nova Burst is also an interesting card. It might actually make Sacrifice somewhat good. That's the thing to keep your eyes on. And then just a whole bunch of AV cards. So if you haven't had your chance to get AV, this might be a pretty good foolproof way to do it. Because there's not a lot of foolproof ways to do that, unfortunately. As Obsith mentioned in the chat, we still don't know who or what JettKuso Toys actually is. I'll actually touch a little bit more about the mysteries of JettKuso Toys soon enough. On top of the strangeness of JettKuso Toys, we also have Kids Warehouse, which is a website. I don't know who found this. I don't know. All the Bakugan people that scour the internet for interesting information found this website, Kids Warehouse. They sell toys, they sell like merchandise and stuff for little kids, and somehow they managed to get their hands on Fusion Force booster boxes, which they were selling for under $100, an actual pretty decent value if you ask me. And boy, people just swamped to try to get their hands on these Fusion Force booster boxes because they're not in stores, and LGS is probably only just starting to get some of this stuff. So a bunch of people have ordered booster boxes from there, and a few people already have those. We are actually ordered 2 booster boxes ourselves, but they're stuck in like shipping hell, so they should be here sooner or later, but we don't have them yet. But there are some wonderful unboxing videos on the internet. Baku Brawlers East put up an unboxing of his Fusion Force box. Nerdy Friends unboxed some Fusion Force cards. Toolbox at World Series Universe unboxed a whole bunch of Fusion Force cards. And the Detective also has quite a long series, like 3 parts now, where he is unboxing a bunch of Fusion Force packs. These sold out friggin' immediately. I'll get that in a second. So if you want to really get a good impression of what stuff is in the Fusion Force set for when they are eventually able to get over to you, check out these guys' videos. They've made some great content. I know when I get my boxes, I am not going to bother doing an unboxing because I am impatient. In the middle of all of this, we've gotten some very interesting reveals of some very interesting cards. One of the ones that really made the rounds is Darkfire Defense, a 7-cost elite Baku gear, 0 B power, 99 damage. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely nuts, and everyone is confused. But Sure, maybe. I know friggin' Greg at Multiverse was using some of these at their last meetup and ended up being just very, very mean to Pyrus Queen. Very, very cruel moves, Greg. I don't approve. But maybe we'll find some interesting strategies to do with these. But it's not Sing. Okay. So yeah, these immediately sold out basically as soon as they went up. They were only up for a few days, so maybe Kids Warehouse will get some more, or maybe they'll be available through some other, like, avenues. I don't know. Everyone's saying I swore. Did I even swear? What did I say? I wasn't even paying attention. I don't think I did. Oh no. Hopefully it wasn't anything bad. I doubt it. Whatever. Moving on, I'm back to being a presenter. There's also some troubles at Multiverse, unfortunately. Not exactly troubles. It is sort of been resolved, but let's go over the story. This is some stuff that I have kind of I've kind of wormed my way into this situation. So, Multiverse is a game story in San Antonio, Texas, home of the Nerdy Friends and of Pyrus Queen, of course. Oh, I said shipping hell. That's not a swear. It's a thing. Shut up. Okay, Multiverse registered as a Bakugan LGS vendor using a PDF form that Ventus Knight spread around a while ago, before the sort of Google form was set up for LGS applications. They made contact with a Spin Master representative, but when the time came to order, the person that they had made contact with that had their account had left the company. I'm not going to give any names, but this is all true stuff. The person that they had contacted with to order product no longer works at Spin Master. They went through many, many trials and tribulations trying to find a new Spin Master contact to place the order. Yes, thank you, Kodak. Hell is not a swear when in reference to a location. Thank you. Gosh, people are so mean. Anyway, yeah, Multiverse, they called Spin Master, they emailed some general things, but like no one they talked to, and none of the helplines were able to get them any decent information. This is when Pyrus Queen reached out to me, about the problem. I, in turn, contacted Multiverse because I want to know what's up with LGS support, I want to know how stuff works, I want to know what's going on, and I want to, I guess help if I can. Emails. I sent some emails to some Spin Master people that I know. I gave some emails out. I put people in contact with each other. And thankfully, through all of that hard work, Multiverse has a new contact with Spin Master, and they have ordered Bakugan Pro merchandise. I'm going to talk about why I think this is relevant. If your LGS has been having trouble contacting Spin Master, I can probably help. If you have, if you're like talking to their LGS trying to get Bakugan product and they've been contacting Spin Master, but they don't know what to do and they don't have anyone to talk to, or the person that they were talking to like isn't talking to them, get in touch with me. I can probably get you in touch with the right people to help your LGS out. Your first goal obviously should be just to send the LGS application form, the Google form. It was posted on the Bakugan Twitter a while ago when they announced Fusion Force release. Get that to your LGS, make sure they sign up for that first and they go through all the process as normal. But if it doesn't work, maybe I can help. But yeah, Multiverse did manage to get product ordered. They will be getting Fusion Force boosters, faction bundles, all kinds of cool stuff, probably blind boxes too. Multiverse is probably gonna be the first place we're gonna see blind box information from, but ultimately the results remain to be seen. But this is the farthest anyone's gotten since the Age of Aurelus tournament to ordering product from Spin Master. So hopefully this all works out great. I'm very hopeful myself. all in all, we don't know what's going on with any of this. We don't know what's up with LGS support. We don't know what Kids Warehouse is. We don't know what Cuckoo Toys is. They're just websites. What I'm assuming happened is these people managed to get in touch with, Spin Master and apply it as LGS before anyone else to order product, and so they've been reselling. Some of them are marking the stuff down. Some people are marking stuff up. It's really, really interesting. It's a strange situation, but hopefully more LGS can get this stuff in, and people will buy from the LGS to support the LGS market, support your local stores, and then anyone else who isn't able to get Bakugan stuff through their LGS will hopefully, they'll get more stock on this website sooner or later so people can get their hands on cards. Alright, what's next? A little bit of news from Brawler Cafe. They reached out to one of the lead designers of Bakugan, Gary Arendt, in regards to a few misprints, weird, confused rollings, like there's a 3-cost fire launcher card, which would break the game if it was actually what it looks like it is, that was misprinted in all the faction bundle boosters, because it's a second run, but we've got some confirmation on those rulings and what that all means. I'm not going to, explain what all this is. Go read it yourself if you're curious. If you want to know about TCG stuff, you keep up with that, go read it yourself. It's not that hard. And I am sleepy, and I do not want to right now. I cannot read stats. I cannot talk about ruling information. I am but a man. Moving on. I found this friggin' Dragonoid costume at the Target. I talked about this in a previous issue. That's pretty neat. Alright, previous episode, I talked about this Bakugan Drago costume. They didn't have the Dan costume at the Target, but they had the Drago costume. I want to get it. I want to attend the Invitational wearing this costume. Maybe dress up as this for Halloween. I think I could fit into it, with probably only a little bit of duct tape required to repair any tears. On top of that, something else that's really cool, check your local Five Below for Wave 3 cores, because Armored Alliance Wave 3, the wave between some of the early stuff early this year and then the Fusion Force stuff that's starting to show up, was this entire wave of Bakugan. Reirazu, Maxodon, Darkest Simoga, Barbetra. These singles just Arliss Pegatrix core. All this stuff never showed up. They were mysterious. They were rare. But now, Five Below, which is a little low-end, low-priced, almost dollar store chain, has started carrying Wave 3 cores randomly. It was actually really fun because I was in a Five Below to look for this stuff and check to see if they had any diamonds, because the diamonds are showing up. Oh, Auxiliator is also in this wave. But yeah, I wanted to see if anything, as I was getting up to the aisle, I heard just a little kid, it made my heart happy, I heard a little kid go, "Whoa, Bakugan!" and ran over to it to look through everything. And that made me so happy. And then his little brother came over to him and went, "Whoa, Bakugan!" and started looking through everything. Another cool thing about the Five Below Bakugan is they're only $5, which is better than $6 for cores typically. But that's cool. Hit up your local Five Belows and get your hands on some stuff that hasn't come out yet. This ended up being a much quicker one than I expected. But yeah, friggin', that's some of the new stuff that's showing up in stores anyway. There's stuff online, there's stuff in stores, but we still don't have the friggin' Quick Milk straws. Where are they, Spin Master? Give me the Quick Milk straws. I need them. I need them for my tantrums. It makes me sad every day that I don't have Bakugan Quick Milk straws. My life ebbs away. I need to be able to drink milk quickly in a Bakugan format. Help me. You're my only hope. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the Vestroia Bulletin, Sunday, October 18th, 2020. That's all the news that crossed my radar. You know, so I still have some time. I'm probably gonna not let this one be quite as long as the hour-long ones that most of these shows end up being, because like I said earlier, I am sleepy. But I'm gonna stick around and chat with you guys, and maybe we can look through some of the faction bundle stuff a little bit. And maybe this rulebook, because there's this friggin' rulebook that came with the faction bundles. It's actually pretty neat. So, that concludes the Vestroia Bulletin. Let's get some normal music on. Let's get my face on screen. And let's just hang out. We got time. I don't get to chat with you guys enough on these streams. Let's see what you guys have been talking about, because I was really focusing on the stream this time. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna attend the invitational in the pen onesie. Toolbox, you're gonna have to get me the pen onesie. If you expect me to do that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Five Below, they say, is not in Canada, only the USA. So looks like you guys are out of luck as usual. Man, they gotta get better stuff for Canada. They gotta get better stuff worldwide. Hopefully, hopefully they're working on that. Hopefully. I know, I didn't have time to cover this. I wanted to talk about Australia, because friggin' Australia has an insane amount of, like, Bakugan stuff. Like, they actually have Baku clips on the store shelves in Australia now. And I'm like, why can't we get Baku clips? I want Baku clips. I need Baku clips. People need Baku clips. Bakutech or Bakugan Reboot. I think Bakugan Reboot is a better card game, and has more staying power, and I like a lot of the stuff that it does. I am, of course, very biased to Bakutech a lot because it's my childhood, and also just because of the insanely, almost unattainable level of quality of those Bakugan. Someone says it looked like tired iDubbbz. I'm pretty sure iDubbbz looked like tired iDubbbz. So I guess I'm just tireder iDubbbz. Oh yeah, there is someone spamming. Boot time! Alright. Someone asked how my day has been. My day is going great. I spent literally all of it making this PowerPoint presentation last moment, because so much stuff has been, like, coming out, like, every day. There's new card stuff, like, popping all over. So I wanted to wait until the very day so I wouldn't miss anything in my presentation, but I'm sure I've missed stuff anyway. But I'll get it next time. Someone asked who my favorite member of the Vexos was. I liked Mylene. Is it Mylene or Maylene? I don't remember. I thought she was cool. I always liked her. Shadow Prove, I liked Hades. I thought Hades was always cool. It was like a fully mechanical Hydronoid, practically. So somewhere between Mylene and Shadow Pro would be my favorite Vexos member. Yes, Toolbox, when I get the Fusion Force, we're so excited to be getting two entire Fusion Force boxes, so we can send a bunch of Hex Sync cards that we owe to Toolbox, because, like, for months, anytime Toolbox got something cool, he's just been sending us stuff for free. So we, like, owe him, like, hundreds of dollars worth of, like, Hex Sync cards. So that's gonna be fun. But no, we're definitely gonna be holding on to that stuff for you, Toolbox. If you don't know, Toolbox is World Series Universe in the chat. It's confusing, but that's who that is. If you don't know, now you know. What are some of my top... Oh, I wanted to say really quick, we didn't have a Yes, Opsith, please keep me updated with news. I'll contact you, because Opsith is like on the bleeding edge of everything that happens in Bakugan. It's amazing. Yeah, I'll contact you before the next episode and see if I'm missing anything. That's a great idea. Someone asked if they know of any ways to battle remotely. There is a video that I worked on with Billiam and on the Bakugan official channel that breaks down a rule set, my idea for a rule set for video brawling, that I like. I think it's better than the way the Video Battle League does it, because I don't like the everyone gets cores thing. I think it's better flip, design that. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. There's ways to do video brawling. It's not as fun as I would hope it would be. It unfortunately, there's a lot of things about it that just don't click as far as like the fun stuff that Bakugan has to offer. But you can video brawl. There's a video on the official Bakugan YouTube channel that might help you teach you how to do that. Bakugan Argentina says, if you don't know, now you know. That's a Hamilton lyric. Sort of. There's actually a few, I think, older hip-hop tracks that use the phrase, if you don't know, now you know, that Hamilton then made a little bit more, certainly more appropriate, for me to say. But that's a whole different thing. Let's see. This is something I talked about a while ago, because Kodak is talking about Bakugan needing. Hey! Sorry, Kodak. SheVitus gave me a super chat. SheVitus says, hello, Jet and fellow brawlers. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm having a good time. I'm glad the presentation was quick, because now I get to talk. The last presentation was literally like a friggin' hour, because it was all bullet points. Bullet points upon bullet points upon bullet points. But now I'm just getting to hang out with everyone, and I'm having a good time. Yeah, I agree. The TCG needs a physical presence. It needs to be in stores. It needs to be in LGS. I think to a certain degree it makes sense the way they're doing LGS right now in the pandemic, because most LGS around the country shouldn't be doing meetups. People shouldn't be grouping up for Bakugan. People shouldn't really be running tournaments. So it's hard for LGS to do the things that they would need to do to promote Bakugan and get the Bakugan TCG in people's hands. So if they did mass ship to LGS, I would worry that it would fall flat because of how difficult a time it is for Bakugan and for really card games in general. I mean, not most card games are fine, because most card games that are like established are established. But for something like Bakugan that relies so much on that physical presence, oh, that's probably what you meant when you said physical presence. You were probably not talking about shelf presence. You were talking about Bakugan requiring a physical, like, being next to each other. I ended up looping around to the same point. Yeah, Bakugan requires you to really be, like, within 6 feet of each other. We're going to be, building some shields so we can get away with very, 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 very small scale meetups with, like, very, very close friends. At some point. At least so we have shields, but, yeah, how much water have I drank today? Pirates Queen asks with a $2 super chat. I would say about 3. 3 so far, up to this point, but I'm hoping to go for 7 by the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, this stuff, like, it sucks, because, like, on one hand, like, it's so frustrating, because Spin Master, they were going to have Bakugan in LGS. They were going to do Bakugan events. All this stuff was going to exist. And then there was a global pandemic that hasn't gone away, and in fact is once again getting worse. So, with the winter, and it's even starting to get worse again everywhere else, not just in the US, so woo! Gosh. Oh man, vaccine, please. Please, vaccine. Please, please, please. Yes, please. Yeah. Thoughts. Yeah, Bakugan in LGS, like, right now, doing it on a store per store basis is probably a safe move, because ultimately, as long the Bakugan rides on the toys, and as long as the toys are successful and they keep putting a bit into the TCG, it'll be able to persist. And it'll be able to last through this difficult time, even if we get a lot of player drop-off in the middle of the pandemic. Oh, we got spammer in the chat. Not anymore, we don't. I still have no patience for spam. Yeah. Kodak says he's got some loaner decks ready to go when the field clears up. Yeah, same. We've got loaner decks. I am ready to go as soon as possible. Like, as soon as stuff is, like, going, we'll go. Toolbox asked, do you think I'm gonna run Darkfire Defense in my decks? I'd love to. I want to. I want to do I want to try to run Darkfire Defense. I think it would be hilarious. I don't think it'll be good. But, you know, I could maybe give it a shot. Kodak says maybe I should get a moderator. There we go. Pirates Queen's now a moderator. Don't let anyone spam. It's a good suggestion, Kodak. Thank you. But yeah, it's hard to judge at this point. What is Spin Master's failing for 2020, and what is the pandemic failing for 2020? If Spin Master had established a firmer base in 2019 for the TCG, I'm sure they would have done a better, like, things would have been able to not get quite so destabilized during 2020, but since they were going to start pushing in 2020, it just, the timing was perfect. It's like you only get the breath knocked out of you if you get hit, like, while you're breathing in. It just, like, everything gets all confused and messed up. But for now, you know, only LGS that have a lot of Bakugan players that go there are going to end up getting cards, and that means that all the cards are going to sell, and that's going to look good on the record books at Spin Master. It's going to, the numbers are going to add up, right? As long as as long as the TCG product that Spin Master puts in front of people sells, they're going to keep making the TCG, because there's still, it's all still going. But yeah, I could ramble endlessly on that. It's just hard to judge the situation right now, but at the very least, as long as they're not risky, they're not just gonna, like, you know, go like, it's because that was one of the issues with Redakai, is they assumed it would be huge. It was totally flawed intrinsically, but they put it out everywhere at the same time. And none of it sold, and so none of it was ever successful. Not that Redakai ever would have been successful with the way they did it, but they made it worse, and that's obviously what they're most afraid of with Bakugan, is over-distributing and over-producing a TCG that isn't proven yet, and then ending up losing a bunch of money and making a bunch of stores mad. Yeah. I need to move on from that topic, because that's a whole thing. I'm sure I'm not covering that in the most tactful sense, because my brain is just a whir. Someone said asked if I'm excited about gate cards coming back. Yeah. Well, I made a whole video about gate cards. Check out my video about gate cards. I made an entire format, which is what I've keep wanting to get around to this. I didn't have a fan art section in this video because I didn't get any, like, fan art or, like, a lot of fan content. I didn't remember this until after I had made the PowerPoint. Let me see if I can add this to the window here. This did get posted in, I think, the South Texas Brawlers Discord, because friggin' Greg wouldn't make a Bakugan Melee deck, which is Bakugan Melee is the new format that me and my brother have come up with for Bakugan Gate cards. It's a new toy-exclusive battling game that takes inspiration from all over the world of Bakugan and a million Bakugan games that have come up in the past. So I love this meme that someone made, because I just burst into the South Texas Brawlers chat, and the first thing I did was chastise Greg about not making a Bakugan Melee deck yet. I totally forget who made this. If you're watching, let me know. I'll credit you in the comments. Just post a comment about it, or send me a message and I'll credit you in the comments, so you can see that. Oh, it was possibly a melon? Okay, yeah, it was freaking possibly a melon. From I think I met him during my Walmart Baku tour video forever ago. He's a super nice guy. Yeah, he made this. I cracked up so much. I love this. I love this stuff. It's really good. Ren says that the faction bundles on Amazon can indeed be shipped to Canada. I get the feeling the faction bundles are like not going to exist anymore by the time this stream is over. So seriously, if you want faction bundles, you better get there and get you some cards. It's AV. A lot of people didn't get AV, so you know that's exciting. I should get rid of that. Can I? No. How do I get rid of that? Do I just delete it? Yeah, here we go. I know how OBS works. Alright, I'm probably gonna be wrapping up pretty soon. I do want to take a look at this. This is a little rulebook that came with the faction bundles. If you get the faction bundles, you're gonna get this. It goes over the basic rules. There's a lot of stuff that isn't covered, but you can get your basic impression of how the stuff works. But the really interesting aspect is that it does actually have rules about Baku gear and about fusions. It actually has fusion rules in them. Yeah, like an actual place where you can read about how fusions work. Incredible. They really need to update the actual competitive rulebook. That would be great. Yeah, I agree. I do think we should be rolling out. I think more Bakugan stuff should roll out from Christmas. For Christmas. Bakugan should get to Christmas. We need to get Baku clips in the stores before Christmas. Please, if anyone from Spin Master is watching this, make Baku clips in stores. They're only in Australia, and it's not fair. Why does Australia get to have everything? Kangaroos, koalas, Lord of the Rings, you put Baku clips in normal stores. That's what I say. Alright, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for attending the stream. Thank you guys for watching the Vestroia Bulletin. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Keep calm and brawl on. This is JettKuso, and I'll see you next time.